Welcome back, friends, to my channel. This week I'm going to do the book review of The Art of Persuasion by Bob Burg. This book, I read it because I wanted to know more about persuasion. Persuasion, the art of making people do what you want. Making them agree to your terms, making them agree to your deal, making them agree to your offer. So I read the book and I found some very interesting ideas from it. I'd like to share that with you. We human beings act out of emotion, not from logic. And friends, there is a truth, because logic is in the conscious mind. It is what is rationalizing everything. But emotion is in the subconscious mind, and 95% of our actions are subconscious or unconscious. We don't think about doing it, but we feel an emotion and we take the action. And as I said in one of my previous videos as well, behind every action there is a strong emotion. Without an emotion, there is no action. So the author says that human beings buy out of emotion, not of logic. People think that if I make a great product, I keep everything neat and clean, if I design the perfect thing, people will buy it. I'm sorry, they won't. No matter how great your product is, no matter how great your product design is, if it doesn't instill an emotion in the customer, he or she will not buy it. And so he says that our decision to buy something or to take a service or take an advice or to take any type of action is based on only two type of emotions. Number one, the desire for pleasure, and number two, the avoidance of pain. That's it, fellas. Only two emotions are required to make a customer, make a potential client buy your product or service. It's either one of the two things or maybe combination of both. But using only these two emotions, you can convince or persuade any client, any customer to buy your product or service. So gain in pleasure, decrease in pain, and your product is sold. The author goes on to tell that humans buy using emotion and then back it with logic. For an example, a men's garment store sells a suit, a three-piece suit, and he sells it saying that this is the same suit this is the same design of the suit that is worn by James Bond in his movies. You know what people will do? People will emotionalize themselves. They'll see that, okay, if I wear this kind of suit, I feel like James Bond, I feel like, a spy, a master spy. So they'll, try to instill that emotion within you. And once you buy that product, it's costly, but once you buy it, then you try to back it with logic. Oh no, this is the best product, this is why I buy it. I'm not going to get poor by, spending this much money on this. You take the action emotionally, but then back it with logic. So you buy emotionally and then rationalize your decision. But you know what, as they say, rationalize is rational lies. So you and I have experienced this in our lives as well. We have bought things that we don't need. We have purchased products that we don't need, we don't require, we have not even used them. But at the time of making the decision of buying, we were given a certain emotion, we were given a certain feeling, and due to that feeling, we bought it. And now we back it with logic that, okay, no, this is good for me, this is going to increase my this. Everything is based on emotion. One of the most important ideas of the book is the strategy of persuasion. According to the author, there are 3 steps using which you can persuade any person. Those are being polite, patient, and persistent. I'll repeat that once again. According to the author, there are only 3 steps to persuade anybody to buy your product or service: polite, patient, and persistence. The author beautifully explains how a human being understands words, understands communication, and human beings are emotional beings, right? So how he understands everything and then responds accordingly. So using three steps, you can persuade anybody. One of the most important quotes of the book I like very much is, all things being equal, people will do business with and refer business to only those people that they know, like, and trust. So these are the three things that you need to develop with your clients or customers: know, like, and trust. Using these three powerful emotions, you can easily persuade any client or customer. The author also uses NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, to emphasize his message of using emotions to let people buy your product or service. There's one sentence in the book that if you use it with any person, they are 90% likely to do what you want from them. I'll not let you know the sentence because I want you to read the book. So there's a sentence in the book. If you can find the sentence, you let me know in the comment section below or on any of my social media handles, and I'll tell you if you are right or wrong. But there's a sentence in the book, if you can really grasp the power of it, you can persuade any person to do whatever you want from them. And lastly, the author emphasizes the power of rapport. Any communication, any persuasion only happens when two persons are in complete rapport. So, using these strategies mentioned in the book, you get into constant and instant rapport with the person or the client that you are convincing to buy your product or service. Once you do that, the rest of part is very easy. So I really loved the book, and I would rate the book a 4.5 out of 5. And you know what? Everyone should read it. Not just the guys who are in sales or in entrepreneurship or who need persuasion, because if you see closely, each of us need persuasion in life. Today we are faced with people and circumstances where we want them to convince to our thoughts and our beliefs. So to convince anybody, to persuade anybody in a positive sense to buy your product or service, or accept your idea, you need to apply these strategies using body language, NLP, emotions. The book is filled with good stuff, and if you read and apply those principles, you can too be good at persuasion. I rate this book a 4.5 out of 5. I would highly recommend you to read it, and if you have any other suggestions for the book that I can review, please give it in the comment section below. And yes fellas, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any video from me. Leave a thumbs up if you liked the video. Until next time, this is Urjit Dave. Bye bye.